Once upon a time, in a distant kingdom, there lived a beautiful girl named Cinderella. Her mother had passed away long ago, and Cinderella's father had raised her with love. However, everything changed when her father remarried. His new wife, along with her two daughters, moved into Cinderella's home. From the moment they arrived, it was clear they despised Cinderella for her beauty and kindness. Cinderella's stepsisters were not as lovely as she was, and they were spoiled and rude. They made Cinderella's life miserable, especially after her father had to leave on a long journey due to work. Her stepmother seized the opportunity to relegate Cinderella to the attic, forcing her to do all the housework while dressed in rags. Despite her hardships, Cinderella found solace in her animal friends, birds and mice that visited her window. At night, she would sneak downstairs to warm herself by the dying embers of the fire before returning to her cold attic room. One day, an announcement shook the town. The prince was hosting a grand ball at the castle, inviting all eligible maidens. Cinderella's stepsisters were ecstatic, and their mother spared no expense to ensure they had the finest gowns and shoes for the occasion. As they prepared, Cinderella could only watch wistfully from the sidelines. When the night of the ball arrived, Cinderella's stepsisters departed in splendor, leaving her behind in tears. Alone and despondent, she cried out for help, and suddenly a dazzling fairy appeared before her. The fairy promised Cinderella that she too would go to the ball and transformed a pumpkin into a magnificent carriage, mice into horses, and Cinderella's rags into a breathtaking gown and glass slippers. Overwhelmed with gratitude and disbelief, Cinderella set off for the castle, but the fairy warned her to return before midnight when the magic would wear off. At the ball, Cinderella captivated everyone with her grace and beauty, including the prince himself. They danced throughout the night, enchanted by each other's company, until Cinderella remembered the fairy's warning and fled as the clock struck midnight, leaving behind a glass slipper. In her haste, Cinderella dropped one of her glass slippers on the palace stairs. Determined to find his mystery companion, the prince declared that every maiden in the kingdom must try on the slipper. Back at Cinderella's home, her stepmother initially tried to prevent her from trying on the slipper, but Cinderella's mouse friends retrieved the key, allowing her to finally prove that she was the one who danced with the prince. Recognizing her as his true love, the prince proposed to Cinderella, and she joyfully accepted. They were married soon after, and Cinderella finally found the happiness and love she had always deserved. Her stepmother and stepsisters, overcome with envy, could only watch as Cinderella and her prince rode off into the sunset, where they lived happily ever after. Thus, Cinderella's tale reminds us that kindness, courage, and love can overcome even the darkest of times, and that true beauty lies within the heart.